Okay, so recently Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were announced. Now, during the trailer, I think it was for E3, I don't know, Nintendo does, Nintendo does, but Pokemon doesn't usually do E3. I wasn't paying attention, I think it was actually Pokemon Direct. Yeah, no, it was Pokemon Direct. Yeah, and basically I was told that a new game was being revealed before I watched the video by one of my friends, and I was, I hope it's Omega Diamond and Primal Pill or whatever. Temple Diamond or what, Diamond and Pill remakes. Because nobody loves Generation 4 more than I do. Like, that is the generation that proper got me into Pokemon. Like, I played Generation 1 and Generation 2 growing up, but Gen 4 is just my nostalgic favourites. But I will say that Generation 7 is still the best. It's just that Generation 4 is my favourite. I can separate my nostalgia from reality. Anyway, I've got an itch. Anyway, and there's been a bit of backlash with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon being announced. Like, Felicify found that top 15 reasons why it's gonna suck list on the internet. It's just like, really? You have next to no information on it, and yet you're already putting your hands on it like, this game's gonna suck. I mean, we haven't even got like 20 seconds of game, in-game gameplay. We haven't even got 20 seconds of gameplay yet. We've got a couple of cutscenes, which I love the Mimikyu one, because it's like Mimikyu jumping up on you with its eyes glowing red. It's just like, oh, what's this all about? And then there's Lycanroc jumping up at the sun and curling up and then just striking down. Which I thought was pretty cool. I always like the midday form compared to the midnight form. It's just like, midnight form is but I do like the more natural, more wolf-like form of midday form. Anyway, and then there was also people complaining that it's not on the Switch, and I was like, true, I'm disappointed that it wasn't on the Switch, because I want to use my Switch a bit more. I want to go out. I want to play Pokemon on the go on my Switch, and to just have a bit of fun with it. The only reason why I'm not playing on it now is because one of the buttons has got stuck, so I need to sort that out. So I'll be sorting that out tomorrow. And that's also the reason why no gameplay video is actually being uploaded today, nor recorded, nor pre-recorded. Anyway, and it's just that I don't mind it being on the 3DS, even though the 3DS is a bit all like, even for me, it's a bit all like, I haven't had this too long. I've had it since X and Y was released, and as you can see from it being an X and Y cover, and I've dropped it a couple of times because I had to tape a bit up with a bit of well, not even tape up, just put a QR code thing there, because I've dropped it a couple of times, and then a bit of plastic broke off there, so I put that there because the plastic was hurt in my hand whenever I had to hold it like that while I was playing Mario Kart 7. But I'm not complaining. The Nintendo 3DS, while it is its age is starting to show, it's not bad in the slightest. There's still, Sun and Moon actually impressed me what they managed to do visually. And I'm not disappointed at all that it's coming out on the 3DS. It's just like, well, that's the thing. I was a little bit sad that it's not Diamond and Pearl remakes, but what are you gonna do? And then Nintendo announced at E3 with a small little trailer. Just be like, hey, you didn't like, basically being like, hey, you didn't like Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon because it's on the 3DS or whatever. We've got a main series Pokemon game for the Nintendo Switch planned. It's going to be here in like 1.5 years. And apparently people on the internet is like, I don't have the money for a Nintendo Switch. And it's just like, holy jeez, these millennials are so entitled. Like, I've never heard such bitching and complaining since I watched a feminist The Cringe compilation. But yeah, no, seriously. Grow the fuck up. Like, seriously, just savor, like, 1.5 years. So, within that time, you could have one birthday, one Christmas, and a second birthday if you're born in the right time of year. So, a Nintendo Switch is 300 quid. Let's say on your birthday you get £10 off your parents, £10 off your nana and granddad, £10 off your other nana and granddad. So that's 30 quid right there. Then you got, and so that's for your birthday. Your Christmas you usually get a bit more, so 20 quid off your parents, 20 quid off both of your grandparents, so that's, you're up to 90 quid already. And then and that's just like estimating down. Like usually I will get like 15 quid off my grandparents, or a £20 note on my birthday. And then there's the fact that you could just ask for it for a birthday or Christmas present, and then use some money from birthday or Christmas to get a couple games for it while you're waiting for this mystery Pokemon title to come out. And then there was people complaining that not going, oh no, not time in the period. It's just like, holy shit. I mean, I knew the internet was just like, a meme could die in 1 week. But seriously, before Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon was announced, like, everyone was like, Diamond and Pearl remakes, this is happening, like, Diamond and Pearl remakes are the best thing ever. And then as soon, and I'm not even exaggerating, as soon as Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are announced, like, everything for Diamond and Pearl remakes dies. Like, seriously, they're acting like Diamond and Pearl was Black and White 2. Well, no, Black and White 2. Black and White 2 were better. Black and White, the best Black and White before Black and White 2 came out. Like, seriously, no. Pokemon Generation 4 was a good generation. And my friend who dislikes Generation 4, he can admit that it is at least popular. He's just, and even though he doesn't get why it's so popular, he does admit that it is really popular and a lot of people like it. So why would they not make Gen 4 remakes? I mean, there is a point to be made that Generation 4 games aren't that hard to get a hold of, and they're usually like 20 quid each, and that's like a game on the eShop. Like, seriously, you can get Minecraft for 20 quid. 20 quid. But yeah, it's just like, wow, what is going on? Like, the internet. I don't even think the internet knows what the internet wants anymore, because the internet's arguing with itself. Do we want Gen 4 remakes? Do we not want Gen 4 remakes? Is the Nintendo 3DS good, or is the Nintendo 3DS bad? It's just like, if you can't even decide whether you want your next main series Pokemon game to be on the Nintendo Switch or the 3DS, then, you know, you have no argument to be made. Right, here's what you should do. You should weigh up your options. Nintendo Switch, pros and cons, 3D, and the pros and cons of putting it on the 3DS. Then actually, let's do this now. The pros and cons of putting a main series Pokemon game on the Switch. Pros: it's a lot more powerful. It has sold out in a lot of shops on day of release. Heck, I had trouble getting one on day of release. Well, at least one that was neon blue and neon red. If the grey ones are literally everywhere, nobody wants the grey ones. Right, no one. Well, actually, you could get a grey one and then take the casing off and then spray paint the casing if you wanted to any colour you wanted. Oh, there is a bit of a problem with that though. That if I take my controller here, you can actually see that the screws are tiny triangular shaped. You can't really see here because the shadow, but trust me, they're tiny triangular shape, so there'll be a pain in the bum to get off. Which is why I'm gonna have to go to like a second-hand shop and see if they can help me, open it up and get the button unstuck. But anyway, cons. The Nintendo Switch is fairly new, so not as many people will own the Nintendo Switch as the 3DS, because the 3DS has been around quite a while. Another cons of the Nintendo Switch. The controllers are a bit weird. I mean, I do love the controllers. I love holding them like this, but I will say they are a little bit weird, weirdly shaped. Like it's a bit weirdly shaped. Well, that's not exactly a deal killer. Now, pros and cons of the 3DS. Pros: it still looks fairly good despite its age. A lot of people have it because it's been around for so long now. That's just about it. Like, there's not really that much reason to make anything for the 3DS anymore. And now cons for the 3DS. While it's not bad, it doesn't look bad in any sense of the word, it is starting to get aged. Like, it's not... like, if it was a pint of milk, it's not gone off to the point that if you smell it, you'll gag, but it's starting to get a bit iffy. Like, it's probably got one more, Sun and Moon will probably, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon will probably be the last games. Some of the last games released for it, at least by Nintendo, because, it's really starting to not be as good as it once was. Especially with the Switch just outperforming it in almost every way possible. Another con of the Nintendo 3DS is that limited data is just like, it doesn't have the capability to store as much data as a Switch. Ironically, even though, like, if you look at it, if we go here, this is a Switch cartridge. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, to be exact. This is Pokemon Sun. While the Nintendo Switch cartridge is thicker, it's quite considerably, if I can speak properly, considerably smaller, like almost half its size. Yet this holds more than this. And so it's just the 3DS. It's not dead, but it's got the last splutters of life, and it is dying, unfortunately. So now we've got the pros and cons of using the Switch and using the 3DS. Releasing a game on the Switch and releasing a game on the 3DS. And they'll both be just as hard to make a game on, because I doubt the game creating tools have changed that much from the Switch to the 3DS. Now, pros and cons of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Well, what were the problems with Sun and Moon? The story was a little bit lackluster. A bit like Diamond and Pearl, actually. In Diamond and Pearl, the story was a bit lackluster. So in Platinum, they fixed it so Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon could fix the somewhat lackluster plot. Another parallel to Generation 4. Have I not noticed that before? Like that is one of my biggest criticisms to Generation 4, is that in Diamond and Pearl it had a lackluster plot. And one of the biggest criticisms of Sun and Moon is that it had a lackluster plot. I am blind. They didn't have any tutor moves, which Sun and Moon could easily fix. No new megas, which I don't think there will be in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, because Game Freak seem to be distancing themselves from Mega Evolution, but maybe they might just try, adding a couple in. Not a lot of new Pokemon. Heck, not a lot of Pokemon period in Pokemon Sun and Moon in the Alola decks. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon could easily fix that. What other problems does Sun and Moon have that Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon could fix? We have no idea why Colress is there after the events of Black and White 2. So Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon could fill that in a bit more. The somewhat empty post game for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, like once you've caught all the Ultra Beasts, which even if you don't use the Ultra Ball, the Ultra Balls, it's not Ultra Balls, Beast Balls, sorry. It's not a harder, like I caught most of mine in like a heavy. I think I caught my Buzzwole in a heavy ball, for Pete's sake. So that wasn't too hard. Pelago was, obviously Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon could fix the lackluster post game. Pelago was a bit lackluster. That's going to be the word of this video, lackluster. So it could fix that. What I would like to see in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon is that it's the changes to how Pokebees work. Is that you wouldn't put them in a box and they would just slowly speed up the time. It would just be like you give them a Pokebean and then it will instantly take off X amount of time. That would make Pokepelago a lot more balanced and a lot more easy to use. Also, it doesn't mean I won't have to go and grind not grind, but mass murder a whole load of Pokemon to EV train. Now that the Pokepelago skip glitch is fixed, thank you Nintendo Game Freak for that. And the Festival of Plaza, that was awful. Well, it wasn't awful. Again, lackluster. It was Festival Plaza was very lackluster. It really had no point to it apart from somewhere you have to needlessly go to trade with and battle with people. I would just like to see that either revamped majorly, like an entire overhaul of the Festival Plaza, or scrap it entirely for the PSS. Just give us a PSS back, Game Freak. Seriously. Just give us a PSS. And backwards compatibility with ORAS and X and Y. Or imagine if you could just directly trade with ORAS and X and Y, and it acted like it did when ORAS was released with X and Y. You can trade any Pokemon or items that didn't exist in X and Y over from OAS. And that they could basically do that with Sun and Moon. Oh, that means I won't have to pay for Pokebank. Mind you, I don't know how they would make it work for the Virtual Console, but still, better than nothing. Yeah, so there is quite a few things in Sun and Moon that could be fixed in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Now, on to the fact whether it is or isn't worth making Gen 4 remakes. Now, like I said earlier, the main argument against Gen 4 remakes is the fact that they're fairly easy to get. Just hop onto eBay, get one quickly, easily, because they sold like hotcakes. They did back Gen 4 games did. But Nintendo, they don't really care about that. It's never been due to like how accessible the games were. It was how remakes started was, if you don't know, back in Generation 3 they completely cut Gen 3 and Gen 2 and separated them because there was a lot of glitches in Generation 1, and some of those glitches carried into Generation 2, creating even more glitches combined with the glitches in Generation 2. So the glitches were like 2 glitches made a third glitch, and then glitchiness happened, and there was a lot of glitches. And Game Freak knew the only way to stop the glitches was to stop compatibility. But that basically meant in Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald, you couldn't catch any many Gen 1 and Gen 2 Pokemon. So to fix that, they released Fire Red and Leaf Green. To make it a lot more easy to get Gen 1 and Gen 2 Pokemon. And I think even in the post game you could go to Johto. Maybe I've never played them, but I think I heard that. Anyway, so that's the original intent on remaking the Generation 1 games, was to get to make it easier to get Pokemon, and the Sun and Moon have a lot of Pokemon missing from the Pokédex. Heck, you can't get most of them without using Pokebank. So it would be a really good idea for them to release Gen 4 remakes, so you could easily get Generation 4 Pokemon. Heck, in X and Y, it was fairly difficult to get some Gen 4 Pokemon. Like Skuntank was, I remember Skuntank was a bitch to get, I remember. There's just the fact that a lot of people who were growing up playing Generation 4 are now about my age, just a bit younger, more or less. I wasn't born in that late, so they'll be a couple of years younger than I am. And I already love this game, and I didn't exactly grow up playing it, but I spent I got it when I was 8 years old. I don't know. I got it a bit later on in my lifetime, so I didn't exactly grow up playing it, but I played it when I was fairly young. Anyway, and a lot of those people who did grow up playing Generation 4 are now the main target audience for Pokemon. Well, they're not the main target audience, sorry, but they're not out, but some of them will be starting to go on their way out if they picked it up from Generation 4 when they were younger. And a Generation 4 remake, a game that they played as a child and grew up playing, would be the perfect way to bring all those Gen 4 fans back in, and even some people who left Pokemon shortly after Gen 4, probably in Gen 5, because a lot of Gen 5 did start a lot of the genning problems that we now see today. So we might actually see a resurgence of people playing Pokemon if Gen 4 remakes did happen. And then there's the fact that Cynthia is one of the fan favorite champions, and she's the champion of Generation 4. So if you remake the game that some of people's favorite champion is in, and people will probably just buy it just to have the challenge of fighting that champion again. And imagine if Cynthia had her pill team. Oh, that would be brutal. Oh. But ultimately, we don't know what is best for Pokemon. Only the creators of Pokemon know what's good for Pokemon, probably, sometimes. Well, when it comes to what games they need to make, they really need to up their game on with the hacking situation. But yeah, I see no reason why they should not really make Gen 4 video games. Well, Gen 4, why they should not remake Generation 4. And I see no reason why a main series Pokemon game should not be on the Switch, unless you're a handheld purist that believes that main series Pokemon games should only be on a handheld. But then you have the fact that the Switch, I don't even know what the Switch is. I don't know if to classify it as a console or a handheld, because it can switch between the two. No. Very funny, Nintendo. You got me there. But yeah, I just wanted to go on a quick little rant about Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and Gen 4 remakes. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.